Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. Today we're discussing, of course, some Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Of course, we have to talk about Derek Harmon. As you guys know, I mentioned a few days ago, and it already been said, of course, that Derek Harmon injury is not as severe as people thought. It's an MCL sprain. He thought it was going to be severe injury as well, but it said that he might not have to go on IR. Actually, it said that it could possibly be up to a month, but it said it could be less than that. He could be ready to go by week 1, so he might have to go to IR if he does miss a game. Maybe just one game like that, but it said it shouldn't be where it's severe, where he's like out for a while or anything. So that's good to hear. So we'll see how things shape out. The Steelers play, I think, in 15 days, right? They play on September the 7th. I think like 15 or 14 days for now against the Jets. So it's going to be a pretty good first game. We're going to see what happens in that game. We got a lot of storyline implications. Aaron Rodgers playing against his former team. Aaron Rodgers on a new team with the Steelers. How you going to look? Justin Fields, a former Steeler, playing on a different team with the Jets. And everything that's kind of going into it like that. It's a lot of question marks. People want to see how the offense is going to look. People want to see how DK Metcalf is going to merge with the team. They want to see how the Steelers going to go out there and they're going to be a scoring threat. And they want to see how the defense is going to look. The defense got a lot of hype, a lot of promise around it. You know, Alex Highsmith and TJ Watts and the Cam Haywards, Peyton Wilson, Patrick Queens. You got Jalen Ramsey there now, Darius Slay, JPJ, and all the individuals, Deshaun Elliott. They want to see how the defense look. Can't live up to the hype. So I can't wait to see exactly what the Steelers going to do when they play against the Jets. I'm hoping for us to go out there and show some dominance. Go out there and win 27-10, but we'll see. I get more into that as time goes on. You know, we had a game preview, of course, live, and then we'll have, of course, some Steelers hype video, of course, to start the season up, and then breaking things down until we get to, of course, the opening day for the Steeler football. But moving on next, the Steelers did cut a few people, I think on Friday, right? I think Friday or Saturday, they cut a few people. They cut Logan Woodside, you know, the fourth quarterback that was on the roster. Was he the fourth quarterback? He was the fifth quarterback, yeah. Logan Woodside, they cut him. They cut Evan Hull. They cut Kevin Folich, Julian Pearl, Doug Nestor, Kenny Willikets, Mikey Victor, Cam Alexander. You know, we see him play a little bit. That's the one they brought in. I think he was the former Seahawk, right? I think. And then they cut Kyler McMichael, Quindell Johnson, and Jake McQuaid. So far we're seeing some of the cuts happening. Now, right now, the roster is looking like, you know, quarterback position, you got Aaron still there, of course. Mason Rudolph, Skylar Thompson, Will Howard. We'll see what happens. Will Howard could possibly go on IR. They can keep Skylar Thompson and Mason Rudolph, or they could possibly, you know, cut one of them, and we'll see who'll be the three that's there. Running back, got Jalen Warren still there, Kenneth Gainwell still there, Caleb Johnson, Trey Sermon, and Lou Nichols. Jalen Warren, like I mentioned before, of course, we know Jalen Warren can do, but he didn't look pretty good in preseason, and he only signed a 1-year deal, so you wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Warren was to go somewhere else or something. But I think most likely he'll stay with the Steelers. We know Caleb Johnson is staying. Of course, they drafted him like in second or third round. They drafted him third round, so they're going to be here with the Steelers. Trey Sermon, every time he touched the ball in preseason, he made some big time plays. He broke a tackle. He did something crazy like that every time he touched the ball. So he scored a few touchdowns in preseason as well. He looked pretty good, and ever since he got his bearing back a few years ago from his ACL tear, he's been looking better. He looked pretty solid with the Colts, and he looked pretty solid here in preseason with us. So we'll see what happens to him. And Lou Nichols, he was making like crazy plays like that, and I think he can do kick returns and punt returns as well. So we could possibly see him on the team as well. And you know, Kenneth Gainwell, we added him. He can do a lot of things at the backfield, and also, you know, catch and stuff. You can line him up as a receiver. So it's gonna be interesting to see what combination of running backs they keep on the roster. And then receiver, of course, right now they got 10. They're gonna probably shade that down to maybe 5, maybe 6. But DK Metcalf is there, Scotty Miller, Robert Woods, Ben Skoranek, Roman Wilson, Max Hurlman, Brandon Johnson, Lance McCutcheon, and Keyshawn Williams. So we'll see who'll be the 5 they keep. Of course, DK Metcalf and Calvin Austin is most likely the 2 lock guys, and everybody else we'll see. Tied in, Pat Frymuth, Jonah Smith, Darnell Washington, that is locked. Connor Hayward will probably be a fullback hybrid, so he'll probably be there. Galbraith probably will be gone, so we'll see what goes on. And then, of course, you look at the offensive tackle. You got Broderick Jones, Trevor Townsend, Calvin Anderson, Andrus Pete, Stephen Jones, Dylan Cook. And the guards, you got Isaac Siamalu, Mason McCormick, Spencer Anderson, Max Sharpen, Aiden Williams. And the offensive, you know, of course, the center, you got Zach Frazier. Ron McCollum look a little shaky at times, you know, so we'll see if he's the guy they keep on the roster unless they find somebody else to bring in to play center. Because some of these guys, of course, you know, on the offensive linemen, the interior ones, they can play center if they want to. I think, because, you know, Matt Sharpen, he probably could play center as well. So we can see if they want to keep Ryan McCollum as the backup center or go somewhere else. So we'll have to wait and see what they do. If it's a lineman, we have Cam Hayward, Cameron Bennon, Derek Harmon, Isaiah Loudermilk, Daniel Akule, Logan Lee, Zessi Altamio. I might say that very wrong. Yaha Black, of course, who looked very good in preseason. Had a very high grade too, especially last game. Was doing a very good job. Kyler Ball and Dominique Davis. And then outside linebackers, of course, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbert, Jack Sawyer, DeMarvin Leal, Iku Leota, Julius Wuskoff. I said that wrong as well. Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Cole Holcomb, Malik Harrison, Mark Robinson, Carson Bruner, your inside linebackers. We know Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Cole Holcomb will probably be the three guys, and then Malik Harrison probably make it, and maybe Mark Robinson too. So Carson might be the one that's out. And then, of course, safeties: Deshaun Elliott, Juan Thornhill, Chuck Clark, Miles Killebrew, Sebastian Castro. They probably just keep three safeties, 2 or 3. Deshaun Elliott, Juan Thornhill, and Miles Killebrew, so he plays special teams. And I think because Jalen Ramsey's gonna be playing all around, so you kind of have 4 in a sense, because he's gonna be playing in those spots. And then cornerback, we know you got a lot of guys. You got Darius Slay, he's gonna be there. Joey Porter Jr. gonna be there. Jalen Ramsey gonna be there. Most likely, you'll see. I would say Brandon Echols will make it too as well. And then after that, you have to see exactly what they're gonna keep. They're gonna keep 5 or 6 cornerbacks. So we'll see. I think Benny Bishop should be a guy they keep. Like I mentioned last time, I was doing my video on the Arsenal DB channel about predicting the draft, the cuts for the Steelers roster. And I also did a video, of course, on that Friday on this channel. I was like, some people had Corey Trice making it over Benny Bishop. I thought Benny Bishop had put up more production than Corey Trice. Corey Trice has, of course, more of the intangibles that you hope that he can reach the potential they can have. Like being the height he is, of course, playing inside and outside, you know, and just being like the ideal cornerback like that, the long arms and everything. But he seems to get hurt a lot. He got hurt his first year. He missed the whole year. He came back last year and played, had a big play against the Broncos in week 2, and they got injured and he missed a lot of games and came back and now look the same. But Bishop, undrafted free agent last year, 3 interceptions, makes some big time plays. Especially when you need them the most in big games. He made some interceptions like that. He had 3 or 4 interceptions last year on getting turnovers and stuff, making plays. I know his coverage skill wasn't the best. His man-to-man skills wasn't the best, but we did see an improvement of that in preseason a little bit when we see him play. So I think he might can make the team. We'll have to see exactly what happens if Benny Bishop does make it, but we'll see. James Pierre, I think, can make the team as well. He always find a way to make the team. He plays special teams pretty good, and he always seemed to make some type of play. Now, he might not be the best cornerback overall, but he does make a play in the right moment sometimes. And then you got Daryl Porter and Dante Kent and then Deshaun Jameson. And special teams, of course, Chris Boswell. Of course, you'll have Christian Kuntz as a long snapper. And then Cameron Johnson will probably be, of course, the punter you bring in. Corliss Waitman did a solid job last year, but I think Cameron Johnson went out there and got him for a reason like that to be the guy last year. He just got an injury that happened. He tore his ACL or something. So he'll probably be back this year as our number 1 guy. So we'll see what happens and what goes on with that. And we also seen, of course, that people think Aaron Rodgers could possibly come back next year. You know, they kind of hinted towards it a little bit. Cam Hayward on his podcast when they had Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf on there. DK Metcalf was saying that, yeah, looking to see if we can make a bigger run this year and also maybe run it back. And then Rodgers looked at him like saying maybe. I think so. We'll see. We'll see what happens, of course. You know, Tom Brady retired when he was like 44, right? 44? Around that age, of course, with the Buccaneers, who played by a good amount of time with the Bucs. His first year, got the Super Bowl. Second year, fell short in the divisional round to the Rams. And then third year, they lost in the first round to the Cowboys like that. So he played 3 years there at the Bucs. So we never know. Maybe Rodgers got 3 years here with the Steelers. You never know like that. Or maybe another year here. But we'll see exactly what happens. We'll just take it season by season. Hopefully we can maximize this year and make something big time happen. But that's all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.